had no idea how to cook. I'm gonna be a culinary student. The answer is probably no. It sounds so unreal. My name is Jillian and I'm 22 years old, and I actually came here from the US to study culinary. Not specifically like a famous chef or anything, but I would say my dad. He didn't pursue culinary, but he's very knowledgeable with cooking, and it amazes me how he never went to culinary school, but he knows a lot. During that time when my parents and I decided I was going to culinary school, I was actually a dental nurse. So I worked at a dental office for about a year. That was the moment I realized I didn't want to be a nurse. Blood was too scary for me. That was the second option. I had no other options. So I just decided to take on it. And I was really scared in the beginning because I had no idea how to cook. No clue. Couldn't even fry an egg. But when I went to culinary school, when I went here and I studied, I was shocked because I actually did not know that I have a talent for cooking. That was, I could say, like a proud moment for me. I quit my job as a dental nurse April of 2023, and my first day at CCA was June 7th of 2023. So I had a month transition from being a dental nurse to being here. When they found that I was doing culinary, they were really happy and very supportive. Just because, they also love cooking. They cook all the time. Up until now, they support me even though they're far away. Being in CCA, I've learned a lot in regards to mostly kitchen work with the batchmates I have and the instructors as well. They're very helpful and very understanding in the kitchen. And in regards to career path-wise, when I first started culinary, I had no idea what I was going to do, if I was going to go through with nursing or anything business-wise. But when I started coming here, it opened a lot of doors for me, and CCA had given me options on how to go about it after graduating. It's actually funny because when I was in my patisserie class and bread baking class, I 100% dreaded it just because it was very time consuming and there was less opportunity to be creative. But then as I went on with my classes, I then realized that I think baking is for me. I learned to love it, and I learned to be more patient, and just the science and the techniques behind it is, it makes up for the creativeness and the fun. In regards to achievement, honestly for me, the biggest achievement I've had is really learning how to cook. Because I never in my life, if you would ask me 5 years ago if I'm going to be a culinary student, the answer is probably no. Just me being here is probably my biggest achievement. In regards to instructors, of course, every single time we do have lab classes, they have, they check our product, and when they do, they also give feedback. So that's also another thing that really helps in regards to the mistakes that happens in the kitchen. I've definitely formed a lot of friendships with my batchmates, and not just my batchmates actually, in all different batches, higher and lower. And one thing I really love about CCA is that when new students come in, especially when I did, you feel very welcome. It's been great. I have a lot of friends here that I'll be sad leaving when I graduate. And it's easy to get along with people here. I mean, I don't know why it's different in the US, but it's very easy to get along with people here. And it's the same with the instructors. When I first arrived, they were very nice, very kind, very considerate, very demure. I think the very first thing that I would tell them is they have to know the long hours of standing in the kitchen. They have to be okay with sometimes not having the 8 hours of sleep that they need. You really have to have passion for cooking in order to cook well and make sure that the food is great. That's one thing that I would probably say. And it's very stressful. Very stressful, but not stressful in a bad way. It feels good. When you're done with it, it feels good. It feels good that you achieved something, you made people happy. So that's the advice I would give them. For me personally, I would say CCA is helpful because prior to this, I seriously did not know what I was going to do with my life. And just being here just opened a lot of doors for me. It also taught me a lot about myself in regards to kitchen, everything, having relationships with people, taking accountability for mistakes in the kitchen. So I would say that, very helpful. I think one of the things is understanding that you're not always going to get along with people you work with. That's one of the things I also learned. You're not always going to get along with people you work with, but you have to. So I'll definitely bring that with me. And another thing would be the connections. CCA has a lot of connections, not just in the Philippines, in other places too. Being open to the connections and having them there will definitely help me as well. It sounds so unreal. I mean, I don't know. It's a possibility. Maybe it could happen, maybe not. But my plan is to have a hotel and have all of my restaurants just on the first floor and just living in the penthouse of a hotel. That's that's a really unrealistic goal. But yeah, that's what I've told people and what I hope to have one day. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I would say for my instructors and my classmates that thank you, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have achieved everything that I've achieved being here. There's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears, and happy and sad tears, not just sad, but would not be here, would have learned, I wouldn't have found out that I could cook without them. So I would say thank you.